Hi, what's good? Hello, everyone. Uh, Today we are doing functions and graphs. This is 2023 November exam, final exam 2023 question form. So I just listed out. I just took a screenshot of question 4 so we can work out on it. So we can work on it. So I just want to highlight something very important. So in total, this question consists of like 14 marks. So if you have been with us for quite some time now, you have realized how I always try to take note of the marks of the question that we're working on. On the previous videos, I did mention that question 1 towards your final exam, it contributes 24 to 26 marks. So if you make sure you excel very well, or if you make sure you do very well on your question 1, which is algebra, you're gonna score anything above 20 marks. How that puts you close to level 2. So this one, the functions and graph also contribute about 60 marks. Or let me say, functions and graphs carries about 60 marks of your exam. So this question only gives you like 14 marks. Is it difficult? No, not difficult. It's one of the easiest, one of the most straightforward questions. So let's read the instruction before we can continue. So this is our instruction. They say sketch below is the graph of f of x, which is equals to 2 to the power of x minus 4. For x is an element of -2 to +4. So which means x is valid between these two. X exists between these two numbers. As you can see, it starts here. So question number 1, they say you must write down the equation of the asymptote of f. So this is 4.1. They say you must write the equation of the asymptote. So remember, this is an exponential function. So the equation of the asymptote is going to be, you can always look at your graph to see the asymptote, or you can use the equation you are given. This is the equation we are given, and this is our asymptote. So the equation of the asymptote is going to be 1 is equals to -4. Done. Then 4.2 and then for 4.2 they say determine the coordinate of B. So what do we know about B? The coordinate of B. We do not know the x value of B, but we definitely know the y value to be 0. Remember, this is the x-intercept. The graph is intersecting with the x and the x-axis. So y is equals to 0. So to work out on to find the value, the y value, we are going to say y is equal to 2 to the x minus 4. So since we already said y is equal to 0, this is what we have, 0. Therefore, as you can see, it's straightforward, you just work out it. So 2x is equals to 4. Removing this minus 4 to the other side of the equal sign, so it changes the sign, hence why when it gets here it is positive. So 2x is equals to 2 to the power of 2. We're just changing this one to put it in exponential form. So x is equals to 2. As you know from the laws of exponents. So for 4.3 they say you must determine the equation of k, a straight line passing through a straight line passing through A and B in the form of k of x is equals to, okay, so this is a straight line passing through okay, they say it's a straight line passing through A, where the A is this, A is here, A and B. So and here they said A and B are respectively the y and the x intercept. So already we have the equation. We have the equation of B to be to, we have the coordinates of B, 2 is to 0, and then for A we only know that this is the y-intercept, x is equals to 0, so 0 is to y. We do not know of the value of y. Now we can work out the value of y. Why? Because we know x. So the value of y is going to be y to be equal to 2 to the 0 minus 4. Therefore, anything to the power of 0 is 1. 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Does it make sense? Yes, it does. Why? Because anything from here downward is negative. So now we have the coordinates of A to be 0 is 2 minus 3. The coordinates of B to be 2 is to 0. Therefore, we can find what? We can find our gradient. So a gradient is m is equals to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Therefore, y2 is 0 minus correct 3 minus 3 all over 2 minus 0. You must make sure that whenever you start with this one, if you make b the 2, it must be y2 as well as x2. to be safe, we can even mark them here and say this is 2 and this is 1, so that when you substitute here you don't make mistakes. So here minus minus is positive 3, and then so our m is equals to 3 divided by 2. Does it make sense? Yes, it does. Because the graph, the way it is, it has got a positive gradient. Okay. So this is our graph of k of x. So now, remember we are not done. What are we supposed to do? Okay, guys, let's move on. So we have to write our equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. This is how we're supposed to write our graph. So now we have y to be equal to m, which is 3 divided by 2 plus c, sorry, x. So we have our y as minus 3. Okay, let's just say we can substitute any we can substitute either a or b to find c. So let's substitute b. So on b, our y is 0 to be equal to 3 divided by 2, which is x, plus c. So now as you can see, this is going to cancel this one. Then we're going to left with 0 to be equal to 3 plus c. So now, therefore, c is going to be equal to minus 3. So your equation is going to be, let me write it here, k of x to be equal to 3 over 2 x minus 3. Does it make sense? Yes, it does make sense, because this is our y-intercept. And where is the y-intercept? Is at a. And what is the coordinate of a? Okay, let me write the coordinate of a nicely. Coordinates of a 0 is to minus 3. So it does make sense. They say we must calculate we at 4.4, when they say you must calculate the vertical distance between k and f at x is equals to 1. So to do that, you're going to equate k of x I'm going to equate, okay, no, we will first have to find the k of 1 as well as f of 1. We are going to have to find k of 1. Okay, let me rub this. Should I rub, or no, let me make a space, because we don't need them anymore. So this is what we have. K of 1 to be equal to 3 over 2 into 1 minus 3. And this is the answer. The answer is minus 3 over 2. Therefore, find f of 1 to be equal to e to the minus 4. The answer, and what is the answer? The answer is minus 2. Therefore, the vertical distance I'm going to find it through equating minus 3 over 2 minus 2. Remember, they say add 1 equals to 1. So subtracting this point from this one. So now, what is the answer? The answer is 1 over 2. But remember, they said we must calculate the vertical distance. So since they didn't tell us whether, this is the distance, and they didn't tell you whether it's going to be in meters or in kilometers. So the best way is to just say 1 over 2 units. So 1 over 2 units. Therefore, we add 4.5. We say write down the equation of g. If it is given that g of x is equals to f of x plus 4. So what do you do here? You just substitute that f of x and add 4. Am I making sense to someone here? So g of x is equals to f of x plus 4. Now what is f of x? What is f of x is the exponential, which is 2x minus 4 plus 4. Therefore, this one and this one goes to town. We are left with 2x. Therefore, they say you must write down the domain of the inverse of g. So remember from this one, they said that graph was only valid at x is an element of minus 2 plus 2. Sorry guys, I lost connection, but we are now back. So 4.6, they said you must write the equation of this. So the inverse. Now for range, which is the y value, for range the inverse for range of g, which is this one, g is going to be y is an element of 1 over 4 is to 16. Therefore, the domain of the inverse is going to be the vice versa of this one. Therefore, the domain of the inverse is going to be this one, because remember, the domain of a function is the range of inverse. So which means you remember inverse, wherever you see y you put x, wherever you see x you put y. So for the domain, x is an element of 1/4 is to 16. Therefore, last question, they say write down the equation of the inverse in the form of y is equals to. So this is what I was talking about, to say wherever you see x you put y. So remember, the equation of g of x is equals to 2 to the x. So x is equals to 2 to the y. That is the inverse. But remember, they said you must write it in the form of y is equals to. So here, that is where we are going to introduce our log, because we cannot make this y the subject of the formula without like using the logarithmic. So the inverse of x is equals to log 2 x. Remember to write your domain, which is where this graph exists. 1/4 is to 16. The whole of 30 minutes.